Hello, Irene.
Hey, how are you, Martin?
Hello once again.
Can you hear me well?
Fine, I'm fine.
Just
okay.
Just see the snow that is outside. Can you see?
I can hear you well.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Andreas speaking.
I can almost see it.
Yeah.
Hello, Andreas.
Hello.
Hello once again.
Fine.
Hello. Yes. To remove my hat.
Hello, Mr. Yash.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Good to see you again.
Hello,
At least we meet on Zoom.
Yes,
hello,
at least
Grace.
we can meet.
How are you, Grace?
Hopefully we can meet physically one day.
Well, it will come.
Yeah, it will come. Yes.
It has to come.
Yes, it will be very good to meet physically.
Yeah.
Hello, Grace Wangoi. Grace Wangoi, hi. And Mary Njeri.
Hello, Grace and Mary.
Can I give you some nuts to eat?
Are they macadamia nuts or?
Yeah, I've got macadamia mix.
Oh, wow. Please put someone in the chat group.
So I'm here with Lawrence.
Ah, hi, Lauren. Lawrence Jumbo.
I'm fine. How is everyone?
Fine, thank you.
Tutor, working for Zuri, son.
Let me put it where we are. Okay. So I think, hello Mary, we were trying to hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Mary Jerry.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yes, we
I'm
can hear
blessed to
you.
be here.
We can hear you.
Okay, looking
Karibu
forward.
sana.
Thank you.
Karibu, Christine. Hello, Christine. Okay, hi, Preeti.
Hello. Let me try to put my video here, at least for the introduction. Hello.
Hello.
My colleague is also joining shortly.
Okay. Okay, maybe as we move along, we can introduce ourselves. If your audio has a problem or your video has a problem, you can also introduce yourself on the chat box, and this will give us a better chance to get to know each other, as well as just to even hear your voices. You know, we talk on WhatsApp, but the WhatsApp is very limited. Okay, so I can start. My name is Martin Joroge. I represent Kenya Organic Agriculture Network. You know it as COAN. And I'm part of I'm the one leading this fresh vegetables and fruits group to see what we can do with it. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Lawrence Gitonga Murioki, working with the PMCA as a facilitator and assisting in this thematic group. Good afternoon, my name is Duncan Dirango, working with Organic Agriculture Center of Kenya, OAC. I'm a service provider working with small-scale farmers to build their capacity in organic production.
So maybe I can call you out, and then you can just tell us something about yourself. If you're a trader, if you're a retailer, if you're a processor, and what is your interest in this group, and how do you see, what are your expectations at the end of it? So we can start with Mr. Yash.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a retailer.
Good afternoon.
I'm trying to get the organics for the last 15 years, but I've not succeeded. And now the way the things are going, I will succeed as the more farmers are coming in. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yash. You never mentioned your shop, Mr. Yash. I think for context, maybe we just, yeah.
And Food Plus.
Okay. The corner shop and Chandarana, Food Plus.
Yes.
And maybe we could go to. Hi, Mary.
Yes, I can hear you, Martin. Thank you. My name's Mary Jerry. I am the founder of Greenwells Organics. Greenwells Organics is a processor. We major in processing simple drinks and simple meals that are organic and that can be consumed by the urban population, so that they don't consume the fast foods. So we do juices, we do smoothies, we do porridges, also sugarcane juice, and we also offer nutritional supplements, organic nutritional supplements for people living with lifestyle sicknesses like blood pressure, diabetes. I'm also a trained organic farmer, and I have farmed for the last 5 years, apart from last year. And I have a 3-acre land in Kiambu that is close to a permanent water body, that is a dam. And I'm willing to grow vegetables for people who may want to source from me. And we get into maybe contract farming so that I don't have to look for market. And I farm for them organically. Basically, that is Mary for Greenwells Organics. Back to you, Martin.
Asante sana, Mary. That's a very, yeah, we now know more about you. I think it has stimulated some people to even come and to even interact with you beyond this platform. So
okay.
we go to Preeti. Preeti.
Hi.
The name is Preeti.
Hi. Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. So
hello.
I am one of the partners of a company called Being You Limited. And basically our aim is to create awareness of organic farming and healthy products. So at the moment, we've just started planting some organic vegetables. And we even make vegan desserts, sugar-free desserts. And we would very much like to, find out who else does organic farming, and we need a lot of help in marketing our products, because, people are not really aware that there's a difference between the way you plant organically and the way you plant normal crops. And especially when you try and market them or go and sell them, it's a real problem where we really need some help. So basically, that's it. We're still in the process of setting things up.
Okay. Thank you so much for the background, Preeti. Is it Being You or Binju? I didn't get it quite well.
It's Being You, BEING, Being, and You.
Okay. Okay. So I've always been calling it Binju Limited. So thank you so much for the clarification. Even in the reports, it's going to be much clearer. So the next person, Andreas. Andreas, could you give us? Yes.
Good afternoon to everybody. Habari za mchana. So, my name was already mentioned. I'm Andreas, and I'm the managing director of a company called AfriCrops. And our company is based in Berlin, in Germany. So nowadays it's very cold here. But as the name says, AfriCrops, we are on the one hand side a trading company. We import plant raw material only from African origin. But here I do also a lot of cooperation with Fiebel in Switzerland. And here I'm more in my role as a consultant for organic farming, for marketing, entrepreneurship, export, and so on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to cooperate with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. For that introduction, AfriCrops, you deal with export, but you're willing to help us in compliance with even the standards and advisory as well. So that's really that will come in handy as we move along. So the next person would be Christine. Dr. Christine.
Yes, thank you very much, Martin. Hello, everyone. My name is Christine Chege, and I'm the founder and the CEO of Agri-Food Organics Limited. So at Agri-Food Organics, we deal with organic commodities, diverse of them. So it's fresh fruits and vegetables. We also do dressing, more of smoothies actually. Currently at a small scale, but we are also expanding, especially for that component of dressing. And then we also have herbs, but I would say the majority of our commodities are fresh fruits and vegetables, and that's why we're in this group. So we are happy to be here, and we are really looking forward at how we can streamline the value chain of these commodities, especially getting the commodities timely in good quality from the farmers and getting them to the shop. Then we are able to supply to our farmers, to our consumers. We have our shop on Thika Road at Spar Mall. And the reason why we are towards that direction of the city, or rather of the town, is because we want to target not just the high-end consumers with the organic commodities, but also other middle-income consumers. And I was happy to hear Preeti mention that they are working on information dissemination, or rather making people aware of organic commodities, because I think that is a big gap. People are not aware of the difference between organic commodities and others, especially the middle-income consumers. So I'm really happy about this meeting. My colleague is on board. I don't know whether you want her to go next. I might drop at some point, but then she will stay all the way until the end. Thank you.
The more the merrier.
Back to you, Martin.
Yeah, saying you can introduce your colleague.
Grace, please. Grace can go. Okay. Grace, are you there?
Yes, we are here.
No, I'm saying my colleague Grace. She's called Grace Wangoi. Okay. Wangoi. I don't know if maybe she has some connection problems, but yes, she will be representing organics, Agri-Food Organics, after I drop the meeting, because I have another meeting in a few more minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Now we know who Grace is and who she represents. So the next person is Clement.
So thank you, Martin. And hello, everyone. I'm Clement, and I'm a facilitator in this process. And with me, I have 4 farmers, and I will give them a chance to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Sam Maina.
Hello.
From Calgary. A farmer growing organic vegetables. Also, the market chairman for the organic produce at Calgary. And we are going on well with good customers, and we hope for the best.
Karibu Bwana Maina.
Hello. Mimi naitwa Joseph Gule Makara kutoka Kigumo. Anisikia? Mimi naitwa Joseph Gule Makara kutoka Kigumo, ni mkulima wa organic. Nimeendelea kwa masomo ya organic kwa muda mrefu. Na nimewahi kupata certificate kadhaa za organic. Kwa hivyo mimi na wakulima wenzangu tutaweza kusaidiana sana kuwapatia matunda ya organic.
Karibu sana Bwana Joseph.
Hey, how are you? My name is Crescens Kirigwe Batia from Kigumo, the upper zone. I haven't been able to join organic farming, but I've been an organic farmer, and I'm particularly interested in catching up with the others so that I can grow fruits, vegetables, and anything that I can grow organically.
Bwana Batia.
Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Kabogo. I am a small-scale organic farmer growing fruits and vegetables with a group called the Baraka of Kangari. And we hope to intensify the same in the recent future. Thanks.
Karibu sana Bwana Kabogo.
So thank you. And I think on our part, we are through the introduction.
Asante Clement. Irene, you can be our next introduction.
Okay, thank you very much, Clement. My name is Irene Kadzere, and I work for the Research Institute of Organic Agriculture in Switzerland. And I am coordinating this program that is aiming to link producers and marketers, and including the whole chain. So I worked on the project ProEco Africa and OFSA, maybe some of you know it, since 2013, together with COAN, CARO, OWAC, the ministry, and other partners. And then we found that most farmers were complaining about the lack of organic markets or about where to sell their organic produce. And we thought that as a follow-up to the research that we were doing, it would be good to maybe form a platform where the farmers and producers and retailers and everyone in the value chain could participate and have some discussion. Thank you. Over to you, Martin.
Thank you, Irene. That was you have at least preempted us and introduced some of the things that we are to talk about.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to invite Madam Deepu Mahajan.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Deepu. I'm also from Being You Limited, one of Preeti's partners. And I think Martin, of course, is familiar with me. So we started Being You a few years ago, actually, very recently. And we've had a lot of hiccups trying to set up our little farm. And now I think we're on the go, and we hope to have some products which we can make available to the public, because like Preeti said, we really want to create an awareness of organic food and its benefits and why it's so important, because in Kenya a lot of pesticides are being used and a lot of illnesses are prevalent now, very high statistics, and that's our main vision. And we also do a few other, we actually make some healthy snacks which we do as to sustain us, the farm itself, and we do interesting healthy snacks too, and sugar-free ones, so people are able to eat good things knowing that they're healthy. So it's all about creating awareness of wellness and holistic health. That's why Being You was set up originally, and we're quite excited to be on this journey, and we appreciate the support COAN is offering to everyone, and we hope this is a platform which can take us ahead, and we can all hold hands together in this journey of awareness and healthy eating. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I would like also to invite Mr. David Omato. He's just joined us. Hey, David. We saw you flash briefly on your screen. Do you have something to say? in terms of connection, and so that we also get to you. Because I think that's it. Next item on the agenda. Okay. We go to the next item on the agenda, which is we want to review what we had discussed at the Organic Business Summit. I believe not everybody was able to participate in it, but whatever was discussed has a very strong bearing on the successive steps you are going to take from now. At the Business Summit, we presented a study that it was just giving an indication of what the opportunities are in the three main areas came out clearly. The first one was organic vegetables and fruits for the local market, which is which was shown to be very strong. And then there was also organic fruits for export. And then lastly, organic herbs and spices. Since we are in the organic fruits and vegetables group, the main discussion centered around. Sorry, my connection is becoming a bit unstable. It was centered around pest and disease control, which continues to become a challenge for most farmers as well. It trickles down and becomes a challenge for retailers because they are not able to get as much produce as is available in the conventional market. This was shown with exotic produce such as cucumber, zucchini, tomatoes, and berries. I'd like to share my screen so that we can also, at least we can go through it together. The other part was that roots, tubers, cassava, and Doma sweet potatoes are becoming more popular. And Mary can attest to this because she's actually dealing with the healthy smoothies and the soups and everything. And I believe the demand for root tubers and tomatoes, cassava, Doma sweet potatoes are actually becoming more and more. In as much as that is happening,
very true,
consumer awareness on organic, although it is higher now than it was maybe 5 or 10 years ago, it is still very limited. And this has been mentioned by multiple of you today, that people need to know more and more about organic so that they can also purchase more and more of the products that are being sold, because this is our business, because we are here for business and this is our business. So consumer awareness is becoming a very strong item that needs to be discussed. And then the demand for organic produce has been rising, especially in the COVID pandemic. Despite this, many farmers still have issues dealing with markets. And here we have Mr. Maina from Kangare. He will tell you exactly the challenges that he can tell you so many challenges that are coming with the marketing. And what is happening in between? What is happening that is causing that? There's a large demand from that one end, and then there's another, farmers are not getting good market. So that is also a question. And then one of the things that were coming out is that this lack of market comes about because of logistics. Farmers are spread out everywhere, and they are not able to transport their produce to the retailer. And then you find that the retailer is also not able to fuel a vehicle to go and collect the produce from the farmer, and then he's not able to sell it. So this is a challenge that we need to look at it. And it was suggested that some retailers can group together and share in the cost of logistics, because there's a lot of produce available, and not everybody is taking as much as the other one. There are some people who have a bigger shop, others have much smaller shops, but if maybe if an arrangement can be made with the logistics, something could actually improve. And also it was suggested that an annual meeting between all organic farmers in Kenya and all retailers and all traders can be organized to discuss how to improve the industry, because these are the main drivers of the industry. If we don't have farmers, we don't have organic produce. And if you don't have retailers, we don't have an end market for the organic produce, or enough market to be able to sustain farmers in organic production. And something else also came out is that a common message needs to be adopted by all retailers regarding organic, because we all understand what organic is. We all know, but the consumers don't know. It was mentioned that somebody who eats very healthily, who's very attentive to their diet, but once you start mentioning to them about organic, they don't see the difference of the mboga that they buy from the market and the supermarket and what is being sold as organic. There has to be a common message as well. The quality, the apparent quality in terms of how visually organic produce is, differs from conventional produce. You might find that organic produce does not look as attractive in terms of crispiness of the product, and even blemishes. Some organic produce might have blemishes. So it is up to us, and when I mean us, it's retailers and farmers, to come up with a way of even creating that message that you can say, okay, this is how organic produce is, and this is how, and you should not worry if you see if it has a small hole or something. And the other thing that has been a big problem is the issue of pricing and premiums. There has to be a deeper discussion on how such prices can be adopted, because you find that a trader wants to buy organic produce at a certain price, but the farmer believes that they are entitled to the premiums, and they might put too much premium, or the trader might push for too little, such that there's a conflict that arises. And it was suggested that having a set figure which is based on prevailing prices of conventional produce could be used, but this is up for discussion. Nothing is set. This was just mentioned as a suggestion. And then it was also mentioned that organic produce, there's a lot of supply inconsistencies, which make retailers to be less willing to buy. Therefore, if retailers can create a planting calendar to assure the farmers that if they plant particular products, it will be sold, this would help. Although it was mentioned that there's a lot of unpredictability in the Kenya vegetable retail market, and the planting calendar might not solve all the supply problems. And there was also issues of loyalty that were mentioned, because you find that it has been reported that sorry, when produce is in low supply and is a high demand for it in the market, farmers tended to sell to the highest bidder, to the one who has the most money. While if the market is flooded and the demand is low, they tend to seek out the retailers that they are familiar with, which makes there to be an issue of mistrust between the farmer and the retailer. And more discussion should be done on this to see what could be to come to a consensus. And going back to the issue of prices, monthly, because of the price fluctuations, some retailers would want to have at least some security in knowing what they are going to be buying their produce at. Because if there are monthly pricing cycles where prices for produce are set in the beginning of the month, and then they run for the whole month, and then new prices are set for the next month, this might also encourage more transaction between farmers and traders. And COAN was mentioned as essential in creating a platform for knowledge, information, and interaction between the different stakeholders. Because COAN can have details to do with the distribution of farmers, we can also do food safety and testing, as well as provide nutritional information, which could be cataloged on that platform. That platform is also could act as a registry for all certified producers in Kenya and provide contact details for them. This would assist in promoting organic in Kenya. And then the issue of certification. A lot of farmers, certification is lacking, information of certification is lacking. And this needs to be well presented before a farmer engages in organic farming. Because you find that farmers go into organic farming, but they don't know anything to do with certification. Once they want to go to the market, they are told they have to be certified. And once they get to know the process of getting certified, they sort of lose hope and they go back to conventional farming. So information on upfront information when somebody wants to go into organic farming and issues of certification should be shared. And also, more government representative needs to be involved in this particular such a platform. With the county governments need to be aware that these are activities that are ongoing and to be part of the process. So from those discussions, the most important business opportunities that were identified were traditional vegetables, courgettes, cucumbers, and tomatoes are important and in high demand, and consistent supply would be favorable to all parties. Having these ones, so if the farmers are able to provide this and come to an understanding with the traders, it would be good. And also some logistical opportunities, joint buying by traders and aggregation of produce by the farmers to reduce the costs involved and make organic produce consistently available. I think this is a very good idea. And yeah, it came out as such during that meeting, and we should look at how we should promote it. And then joint marketing campaign awareness on qualities and benefits of organic produce. If all the retailers, traders come up with a clear and uniform message, it would boost market confidence and awareness on organic, because it's not a matter of tearing each other down. It is a matter of building up the message jointly. And then production scheduling. Traders can list all the most consumed products, and then the farmers can focus on consistently growing them. And the issue of the registry and certification of organic producers in Kenya to allow for a greater access for maybe even traders, retailers who want to access organic produce. And then the meeting between traders and farmers to fix the premium process based on current conventional prices. This should be pursued. And then yes, it was decided that all stakeholders interested in organic to meet in December or early January to start discussions on how to address the problems and pursue joint business opportunities. What we are doing right now, And then we also created a WhatsApp group so that we are able to interact with the stakeholders. So I hope I have been able to represent what was shared during those discussions. And for those who are not able to be part of it, you've been able to at least be up to date with what was discussed. And now we can this was just an introduction, so that even if we are discussing on the WhatsApp platform, we're able to know where we are from and what we are working towards, because it might not come out so clearly if you're not part of the initial meetings. So thank you, and I would like to invite your comments, and if you want to share anything, also please share, and so that we can now progress to the next item on the agenda. Thank you. Mary, can I get a reaction from you?
Okay. Thank you so much for bringing us on board on what happened in the last meeting. If I was in the meeting, I would still have raised the same concerns, and especially on communicating the value of the organic produce or organic processed goods to the market. People don't seem to understand that. And also coming together to be able to lessen the cost of transport and logistics so that we get these vegetables and fruits and all that we need for production. I'm speaking from a production point because I process stuff. So thank you for that, Martin. I'm looking forward to a great collaboration with the other stakeholders.
Asante sana, Mary. Deepu?
Yes, Martin?
Do you have a reaction?
No, I think this will be very beneficial, and especially for us who are in the budding stages. And yeah, and I appreciate the support and the setup and everything. It looks very promising, and we hope for the best.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pretty?
Well, Martin, Deepu has said on our behalf, but I would just like to add, when you said for registration of organic farmers, I think that certification is very important. And we really need all the help we can get, because, sometimes this processes are the things which discourage people to go into organic farming or go into any business, all these government processes that we have to go through. So it would really be of great help if we can be assisted with that. And even as the other people said, like if we had a common platform where we could sort of sell our products, have uniform prices, so we know what's being offered and what to plant. Because I'll just give you a small example that we had some produce which we had for selling last week. And in the market, it was being sold at about 170 shillings a kilo. And all that we were being offered was like 30 shillings a kilo. I mean, it's not very encouraging, when you're being offered that kind of money for you to even go into planting organic crops. So it would help if we had, some guidelines as to pricing, what to expect from the retailers, the traders. So, everybody is aware of what to expect. So any which way we can help each other, I think would be most beneficial, and really looking forward to working together with everybody.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Grace Wangoi.
Hello. Hello. So I've been trying to join in. It was a little troublesome.
My point is integration and collaboration is important, yes, which we discussed in the last meeting. But I think now we should come up with a conclusive way of moving forward other than bringing in the same mistakes over and over again. The issues that we are having as retailers, the issues that the farmers are having, like we have to have a conversation that will be conclusive. And also the most important part that I still think has to be done is showing the value of organic crops and vegetables to consumers, which is very important. Sensitization of consumers is very important for me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Grace. I see somebody with ADM. ADM. Okay. Hams.
Okay.
Is this Mr. Muraithi? Hams. Okay, maybe as they organize themselves, I'd like to invite Andreas. I think you might have something to say.
Yes. Thank you for the presentation and for the summary of the last meeting. I would like to take up a few points which were raised by the participants of today. One is the organic certification. I said it last time and also in the other group. We need to differentiate whether we talk about organic certification for local marketing, for the marketing in Kenya or in East Africa. And we need to differentiate. The other one is the international organic certification. Our company, since we are working long time in supporting African partners to prepare on this organic certification internationally wise, according to European standards or US standard and so on. I can only say that if you do not have a sufficient product and space and a big field and a bigger organization, then from cost point of view, it will be difficult to justify. The organic certification for international use is minimum per year $3,000 to $4,000 US, only for to get the certificate and to bring the inspector onto the field. And as a small scale farmer or as a small organization, it will be difficult. So you need to have this bigger amount of produce. And there is a possibility for organizations who build a cooperative, then it might be profitable. I mean, if there are specific questions, I will be always in the loop, and you can ask me. The other point one said during today's meeting was the communication. I think this is a major point, how to bring across the message that organic produce or products from organic farming is better than conventional. We have the same here in Europe or in the US, but what we see is due to the COVID pandemic, that the awareness of and the contribution of healthy food has really encouraged the market for organic product. And on the other end, it's also who do you target? If you target, let's say, the poor, it's very difficult to communicate and to get a premium price. But I think if you target the middle class and the upper class, then it is easier. But a communication, you need to carefully think about why is organic food better, and you need to prove whether you are allowed to say that. I think in Kenya you are more free to say anything about it, but in Europe, whenever you say something and it is not really proven by studies and so on, you get a fine, you get a ticket, let's say, and you have to pay. It's very risky. But also, I will not go into detail, but we have, for our products, we have prepared launch campaigns. If needed and if wished, I can show you some examples. In any way, the marketing of the products is very important, and always think also on the packaging. If you have a product which is more expensive than the conventional one, you need to think about the packaging and a nice label. If you do not, and I think there's no difference between Europe or Kenya. If you do not have that, and you make your product nicely looking, then you will not get there where you want to go. Yeah, just a few comments from my side. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Andreas. Those are very important points. I'd like to invite Mr. Maina to speak about maybe what was raised in that meeting, and also because they are together, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Batia, and Mr. Kabogo.
My position as per the meeting, there is that need for information giving to those who are consuming and also to those who are doing the farming, so that they will come together and meet at one point, and there will be that assurance that whatever the difference is there will be removed by the assurance that the organic food is well to all lost. I'm a bearer of that witness, because at my local market, consumers are flocking to the market, and even those who are selling confectionery vegetables are still diverting. So you see now they have information, and this is because we have come to them in the ground, and we are doing it the position where they are, and they are testifying about what we are selling. They are even asking us, where were you before? You have made us suffer a lot. So you see, we have to pull up our socks and add more value, and then give the assurance of the production to be higher. We do it every Tuesday. Is our day of market. So they have the information, and now we are through, we are enjoying. So it's good for that. What you are saying, you need to pass messages. We have to preach uprightly and give the right information. Thank you.
Sante. Like to invite Mr. Mbatia.
Okay.
Or Mr. Gure.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. As I said, I came in on board just the other day, and although I knew something small about organic foods, leave alone organic farming, but now I'm in organic farming itself, and it is a good opportunity. It's a good chance I have of being more educated and be able to educate the others that organic farming is good, and we can evade a lot of diseases when we eat organic foods. So it is a good time that we are having here to get educated and be able to educate the others. Thank you.
Asante sana. Mr. Joseph. Kuna Joseph wawili, kuna Bwana Kabogo na kuna Bwana Gure.
And also speaking in English. My position in this connection is that so far I have been training rigorously about growing organic foods. And being a consumer, we have heard from medics that eating organic foods promotes good health in our bodies. And as such, those consuming organic foods do not visit hospitals in large numbers like before. And I normally tell people, if they don't eat good food as medicine, they will eat medicine as good as food. That's what I normally tell people. So I would encourage people to eat healthy foods so that they or they have better health, and also introduce these foods to those who do not know it, and introduce the same method of farming to those who are not informed, so that we can all join hands to eating healthy foods. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Bogo, and we appreciate the education or the seminar we had today. And let me say once again, information is power. We have very many organic customers in Murang'a, but maybe what is inadequate is the processing and the market. We intend to intensify the farming, organic farming, if the processors are readily available and the market is very important in this field. So once again, we intend to intensify and advertise organic consumption for better health and future. Thank you very much.
Okay, asante sana. I'd like to invite ADM. Mr. ADM.
Hi, how are you? You can hear me?
I think your microphone has an issue.
You cannot hear me?
Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you now.
Ah, okay. Great. My name is Kelvin Ogaro. I am a director for Organic Fruiters and Vegetable Stores Limited. And our market target is everybody, actually, because during the Corona season, we have realized is not what we're supposed to be consuming in the first place. So many people out here are eating a lot of conventional food. What we are trying to do right now is to sensitize people as to why they should be eating organic foods and why they should consider even visiting our stores. Right now, we have 3 stores. We are at Next Gen Mall. We'll be opening up at Gateway Mall, that is by the end of the month, and we'll be at Kerapon Mall also. So in our first set, I to work with Koan, that is, they introduced us to a few farmers here and there, and those farmers have really helped us. However, we came to realize that some farmers we don't have adequate food that we can manage to supply to the market. And that is a big challenge, because this morning I was even discussing with a few of my friends, and I kept on asking them, is there organic food anywhere close to even feed, let's say, the world, even Kenya, a quarter of the people in the world? So we really have a big challenge on that end. And I feel like as we're trying to get more farmers, more realistic farmers who are certified by Koan, we also need to know are we having enough food that we can be supplying to the market in the case that you get yourself, you having more orders that you can supply, because that also is a challenge. But the big challenge we are encountering right now is that we don't have enough suppliers who can constantly be supplying on a constant period. That is most especially on fruits. I don't know if someone has a detailed report on fruits, especially the apples, these seasonal fruits. How do we go about that? That is to us another challenge that we really feel should be addressed, because most of our clients, they want fruits and we don't have enough fruits to give to them, and we stick to our rule, which is that we have to sell pure organic products. So if we don't get pure organic products, what are we going to display to our customers? So that's one angle that we really have a challenge with. But thank you very much for inviting us to this meeting, and sorry again we got in a bit late. We have been we're finalizing on the Gateway Mall station, so that will be up in the next 1 or so weeks. Thank you very much.
Okay, asante sana Bwana Ogaro. I'd like to invite Irene, and then I'm going to invite Mr. Lawrence Getonga, and then I'm going to followed by Mr. Duncan.
Thanks, Martin. I just want to follow up on a few issues that came up during the discussions. One of them relates to the communication and making claims that are really valid. I just wanted to know how COAN currently deals with this. Is certification adequate? Is it enough to portray that a product is organic? Or do you also work with people from bureaus of standards who also ensure that what is purported as organic is really organic? And my other comment relates to the target group. I think for markets, maybe there will be a premium, and I'm just wondering how the cost might be integrated into all this marketing in relation to getting adequate consumers who are willing to pay such premiums. And also not forgetting that the farmers who are producing the food, they are also consumers in themselves. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Irene. I think I'm going to respond to your query after Lawrence and Duncan. Is that okay?
Okay.
Hello, everyone. As I have been following, I have been able to realize that the processors and the traders are saying that there is enough market, but they don't have enough supplies. Or the farmers are saying that we have enough supplies, but we don't have the market for our produce. And I consider there is a gap between the two. So I wish to know from the traders what we can be able to do. Can we arrange for a meeting between you and the farmers, and you see where the gap is, whereby you are saying that there is a demand, the farmers saying there is a supply, but the farmers are losing their produce while there is still demand for the produce. Hello, everyone. For me, I think the linkages that are coming up through this program are very important and timely because most of the things that people have been struggling with over time are almost coming to an end, because the producers are now seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, since the facilitators can link them with the traders as well as the business opportunities ahead. as well as also bearing a responsibility socially to provide safe and healthy food to the local communities and even to the others outside the country, while making an income for themselves and their families. I think this is very important at this time or at this point in time.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan, and thank you also Lawrence. You have raised some things. I want to go sequentially, and there's something that I think it was Grace who raised it and said that we need to have a conclusive way of going forward and also showing the value of organic crops and vegetables, organic vegetables and fruits. This in this meeting, we need to come with something conclusive. Say this is the steps that we want to take, and this is how. This is this is our goal. This is our goal, and then we can now plan our steps as we move along. Because yes, we have mentioned these things, but what can we do about it right now? And then so that we see, even, I believe where there's a will, there's going to be a way. So that's the other thing. And then Andreas also mentioned issues dealing with issues with certification, as well as the message that we want to have. I think the issue of message is very important, and yeah, this is something that I believe has been mentioned. Madam Dipu mentioned this about awareness. Awareness also came out in the discussions we had at the summit. How are we communicating with our buyers? How are we communicating with the consumers? So that messaging has to be very, very important. And then Bwana Maina mentioned that consumers at the local level, at Kangari level, they are responding to organic, and they are very quick on the uptake. I believe this is something that we can tap into. I don't know how we are going to do it, but I see if we are able to upscale maybe what is happening on Kangari level, what are they doing to even get the people interested in this organic. And Kevin mentioned things to do with lack of adequate supply, and in terms of seasonal fruit, like the apples, I think the exotic fruit. He was mentioning the exotic fruit. This can be a good way of actually, yeah, just a way of diversifying. And then now I come to Irene. You also mentioned things to do communication and making valid claims. How are we linking what is in the market, KEBS, and is COAN working with KEBS to make sure what is in the market is actually what is actually the real thing. And how I can answer that is to say that yes, COAN, we strive to work with KEBS to make sure what is in the market is organic, but we also have our shortcomings. We might not be able to have 100% market surveillance, and we can only do so much because organic is not a policy in Kenya. Therefore, this is more voluntary, and KEBS helps us to weed out those people who claim to be organic, and yet they are not. But in terms of enforcement, we don't have any legal foothold in terms of getting people off the shelf, unless KEBS wants to come in. But in terms of marketing and everything, it's somehow very limited. in terms of getting people. If people are play around with the words, they can be able to get away with it. And then the target group, premiums and marketing. I think we need to get the target group straight. But I think this is also individually as traders and retailers. You know which market group you're targeting, and then you know how to set up your premiums. But I think the issue of premiums mainly works when you're buying products. So traders are buying products from farmers. And Lawrence has preempted something that we've always wanted to do, or we think is good if it can happen. We should organize a meeting between all of you traders, all of you farmers, so that we can discuss these things at length. I know from a virtual perspective, we will not even get to communicate as well. But because of COVID, we have to observe the protocols. But that said, we need to have a physical meeting that might also assist us to even know each other. You know, if I tell you Mr. Maina represents 100 organic farmers in Kangare, you want to know who's this Mr. Maina. And you hear Mr. Mary. Mary has a very successful shop in on Garden Estate Road. You might want to know who is this Mary. What is she doing right? And yeah, I think we need to in this meeting we need to maybe come up with a way of knowing where we are going to meet next. I think these virtual platforms are okay, but they might not create the connections that we need to establish if we want to have trust among us. So I'd like you to suggest in terms of a meeting place where we can meet, and so that we also set an agenda for such a meeting right now. And then we can now move on, because I know there's so much to discuss. And you know, you also have to have the chance to interrupt somebody. You have that back and forth. I think it's healthy. Thank you. Can anybody respond? I invite anybody to respond on the issue of the next meeting. Where can we have it? Who's willing to host us at their place? I'd like to visit one of our retailers. You see how you organize yourself. Yeah. And I see you are so you're smiling. Can we come to your place?
Yes, I'm smiling because I want to host you guys in our place, in one of our shops.
The microphone is a bit low.
Hello, I'm saying, huh? Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, you can hear me? I'm saying we could like to host you guys in one of our places. And because personally, or in our company, in our organization, we feel like there are some of the gaps we really need to address, and that should start from direct from the farm straight to the consumer. How do we close that gap? Because as the retailers, as we are going back to the farms, we have this challenge. How do we do our pricing? Because we might decide we are buying something from the farm. How are we going to structure how much is it that you are going to sell to the people out there? Because most people are not understanding why organic food has to be sold, the amount it has to be sold. That where does that start from? Where do we have a challenge from in our marketing bit? Because as our organization, we have tried really very hard to do sensitization, the very best we can do in our social media platforms, and now we are trying to even approach people one-on-one to telling them or addressing them why they should consume product A and what does product A mean to you, what value does product A give to you. So you see, we are doing that because we are trying we find a way we can work together and do a lot of sensitization, because I believe that all farmers or all the stakeholders who are involved, if we have even a small kit, we do a drive which we are ready to participate in. However, if we don't have consumers who are going to buy from those outlets, what is the reason for us having those outlets? So we have to do our very best to sensitize people. That will be a start. And then we go back to our farmers. Can we try and use the back door? They went to the market to buy things, then they brought it to our shop. You know, by the time someone realizes that, we keep on asking ourselves, are we really selling what we are promising our people? Because anybody realizes that with destroy the reputation of our organization. Trust that any organic outlet which sells and close. And that's why we're saying we trust, whereby we say, can you plant this in your farm? Can we bank on you to be delivering this for us? It's one way we'll try, so that we try to curb and have all those things in order, so that we can say, for now, we're in a position to even feed the country the way everybody else is banking on us to do that. So yes, we are very ready. We can give a date on when and which place you can come, so that we can meet with our farmers. We can have even our fruits, we can have our juices. So we really welcome you guys to our shop.
Thank you so much, Bona Kevin. Yeah, I think we have been able to cross one box in terms of who can host us. The other box to cross would be, when can we do it?
I can say we are ready to host you anytime. We can say, maybe, can we put it next week on Friday, if that is okay with everybody? But any day of the week, we okay. But now we can suggest next week on Friday.
Thank you. Maybe we can go person by person and get their views. I'll start with Mr. Maina, representing Kangari Organic Farmers.
Okay, to me, I would support that because we are late and we want to catch up with the time. So after 1 week, when we meet, we have the right information and you do more explore on the products that are processed. We see more about what we can do and teach each other so on how we should go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonamaina. I'd like to invite Mary Njeri.
Yes, thank you, Martin. I am also okay with next week Friday, because soonest would be better. I'm okay with next week Friday.
Asante. I see Mr. John Garoya has joined us. Maybe he can introduce himself, and if he has been following the discussion, he can state if he is available on Friday. Go to Mr. Kevin's shop. It's organic fruit and vegetables. Okay, let's go to Grace. Grace Ongoi.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with next week, Friday. That's a very definite date for our meeting. I think it's about time that we guys meet as farmers, as retailers. We need to have a conversation like one-on-one. We don't have to do it like it's the virtual thing is okay, but I think the solid conversation will be face-to-face.
Thank you. And Madam Dipu? Okay, maybe go to the next. Pretty, could you speak on behalf of Being You?
Yeah, I think we are fine as well. At least one of us can definitely attend.
Okay, thank you. I know Irene and Andreas, they'll be joining us by default.
Yes, sure.
I'm hoping
Yes,
so.
but what time? So
Yeah,
that we
the time
can.
is now there.
Mm-hmm.
So can we what is the best time? Is it morning? Morning we recommend from 11 a.m. Afternoon we recommend from 2 p.m. So
Hello.
Mary.
11 works for me.
Pardon? Sijasikia?
11 would work for me.
11 would work for you?
Yes.
Bwana Maina? 11 is okay. Grace?
I'm okay with 11.
Okay, so I think at least the majority and Pretty and you'll find a way to one of you to be presented.
Definitely.
Okay, so we have agreed that on Friday, 11 a.m. we'll meet. Which topic? What do you want us to share with you?
You will come to Next Gen Mall.
Next Gen Mall, okay.
Yeah, Next Gen Mall at
I will
Mombasa.
drop you a pin for Next Gen Mall at 11 a.m. Can we have an agenda? Maybe I can try and suggest an agenda right now from the issues that have been raised. First of all is the issue of what is available. And the message, what message do you want us to communicate to consumers? And how do we get that message across? Do we do Facebook campaigns? Do we do such things? We come with a messaging board. As well, we are talking issues to how can we normalize the pricing in terms of organic. I think this we might not come up with a result or anything, but it can start the conversation, and also we keep the agenda very detailed because we want also to get more information, to be more detailed with these ones. The other thing I'd like us to also think about is how do you want us to be communicating with everybody? Are you comfortable with the WhatsApp? Do you also want to have the regular email communication, regular SMS communication, and the like? Because for especially maybe for some of these meeting reports that we have, if I bombard you with so many WhatsApp messages, you might just lose interest. How do we keep the interest alive? Let me start with who can I start with?
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
email is. I think email is fine.
Communicating with you guys.
I think
sharing
email
this.
is a good option.
Oh, Grace, so we come to Mary Jerry.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Email would be okay for comprehensive reports, but I would think to keep our relationships alive, we can have a way to be communicating in WhatsApp.
Yeah. So WhatsApp is okay. The WhatsApp is okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I also have your email addresses? I know I have for most of you, but there are some that I don't have the email address, and I would like to share with you some of the minutes and what we discuss, so that you can also have something to refer to before the next meeting.
Martin, can I interrupt you here?
Okay. Yes, Irene.
Yeah. So regarding communication, I think there are two options that have been brought up. What works well for the farmers? If emails are sent, do the facilitators or their group representatives then relay the message?
Mr. Maina, can you respond to that? Will emails work for you if we are sending the minutes?
Mostly, I would think that we use both WhatsApp and email, because there are those who are used to WhatsApp, others are used to email. So, and SMS. So, not everybody is used to these emails. But WhatsApp and the rest we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even receiving the reports through WhatsApp that is feasible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, does anybody have anything more to add? I have counted to 10, and nobody has mentioned anything. I would like to thank you so much for being part of this meeting, for contributing. These are very heavy things that have been said, and I think this is the first step in many, in terms of how do we streamline the organic industry in Kenya. And I would also encourage you to bring in more people into this discussion. If you have another trader you want to be part of this, if you have somebody who knows he does processing and they also want to be part of this, if you know somebody from the government and you think, yeah, if they are part of this, they are going to also assist in what we plan to do, or they can be of use to us, please introduce them. We are ready to include them. Okay, I would like to end the meeting with a word of prayer. In as much as we did not open it with a prayer, let us close it with a prayer. So let's bow our heads, and in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the meeting we've had, and we thank you for everybody who has participated. We know that they have given us their time. They know what they have their goals, they have their objectives, and yet they have seen something in this. And we pray that whatever we plan here, whatever we do, whatever we say, will come and will come to fruition, and we will receive your grace and blessings. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good day. I will be sharing the agenda and the next days.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Bye.
Bye.